You wake up. You go about your day. You think your thoughts, feel your emotions, and everything seems normal. But here's the question. Who is actually experiencing all of this? If your mind is constantly generating thoughts, worries, and judgments, who is the one that listens? Many people live their entire lives assuming that the voice in their head is who they are. Yet, what if that voice is not really you? And what if what you see in other people is actually what exists inside of you? Consider this. When you start investigating, something strange happens. You begin to notice that you aren't in control of your thoughts at all. They arise without your permission. Some familiar, some random, some entirely unwanted. You don't deliberately choose to think them. They simply appear. And sometimes, it feels as if your mind is your worst enemy, distracting you when you want to focus, filling you with doubt when you long for joy, judging others when you want to make friends, and keeping you awake with worries when you just want to rest. So, why is it that if you were truly in control, you couldn't simply decide to be calm, peaceful, and happy at all times? Because the I you think you are isn't really the one experiencing. It's merely a collection of stories. Most people become trapped inside their own heads, taking those constant thoughts as absolute truth. But thoughts are not reality. They are narratives. Stories that shape how you feel, how you react, and how you perceive yourself. Now, picture yourself in a quiet room. Everything is still. Then, out of nowhere, a thought whispers, "What if I mess up?" Instantly, stress surges, your heart races, and you feel a weight you did not expect. Did that thought change the course of events? Did it predict the future? No. It only had power because you believed it. Imagine if you could see these thoughts for what they truly are. Passing clouds in a vast sky, background noise in an otherwise serene space. The reason most of us suffer isn't due to external events, but the stories our minds spin about those events. For instance, when a stranger gives you a peculiar look, your mind might rush to conclusions. They think I'm weird, that I must have done something wrong. But what if that stranger was lost in their own thoughts, their own story? The mind is like an overprotective friend, constantly preparing you for worst-case scenarios. It repeats its narratives over and over, conditioning you to believe that every fleeting worry is a looming catastrophe. And the more you invest in these stories, the more trapped you become in a self-made prison of doubt and fear. Here's the breakthrough. Realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the silent observer behind them. The moment you recognize that, you gain the freedom to let go of those narratives that pull you down. When you watch a movie, you get lost in its story, the characters, the drama. Yet, you know deep down that you are not the movie. You are simply the one watching it. In the same way, you are not the endless loop of thoughts and emotions. You are the awareness in which they arise. This realization is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It opens a door to living in the present, free from the grip of conditioned reactions and the constant chatter of the mind. But there's more. The moment you understand that your identity is not confined to these thoughts, you start to see the world in a new light. You stop taking things so personally. You begin to question the filters through which you interpret reality. Instead of being controlled by a relentless inner dialogue, you become the one who simply observes. You begin to see that the stories you've believed your entire life are just interpretations, not the immutable truth. This is the greatest realization you will ever make in life, that you are the sky, vast, unchanging, and limitless, while your thoughts are merely passing clouds. And when you see it this way, a sense of deep, abiding freedom emerges. A freedom that allows you to let go of unnecessary suffering, to release the heavy burden of self-doubt, and to live fully in each precious moment. You are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your fears. You are defined by the quiet, enduring awareness that has been with you all along. That awareness is your true self, unchanging and eternal. Now, as you take a deep breath, let this truth sink in. You have the power to choose not to be dragged into the endless cycle of reacting. Instead, you can step back and simply be. When you live from this place of presence, nothing can truly shake you. The thoughts may continue to arise, and emotions may still ebb and flow, but you will no longer be their prisoner. This is your invitation to reclaim your life, to see the world not as a series of battles to be fought, but as a magnificent journey to be experienced with clarity and grace. Remember, the greatest realization is not something to be achieved once and for all. It is a daily practice, a constant remembering of who you truly are. So, let go of the narrative that no longer serve you. Open yourself to the infinite potential that lies in simply being. Because when you do, you will live with a peace and freedom that no external circumstance can ever take away.